I hate my deadbeat brother throwaway because of obvious reasons. My brother, 19 male. Let's call him Whale. I have 6 siblings, including me. My parents are split, but my oldest sister, 23, and youngest brother, 9, live with my mother, whereas I, my sister, 20, my 2 brothers, both 15 and 19, live with my father. Right now, my siblings don't matter, just my brother Whale, 19, and I. Whale was kicked out of school at the age of 16, and by that time he was still living with my mother in a different state. Back then, my mother was able to get a job for him at her workplace, where he would handle the food and cleaning for the children. My mother works in childcare. That worked for about 2 years, where he was then 18 and moved up to live with our father. He's been living here since 2022, and I've hated it. You see, Whale is not the best roommate to live within anyway. He refuses to clean, to shower, or to work at all. My brother does receive an income every fortnight of $800 of just sitting at home doing nothing. Sounds like a deal, but that can go easily. And the one thing he spends it on is my mother, his games, and food. Whale has a skin condition called eczema. My father has bought medication to help treat it, but to do so he has to take a shower to use the soap, and then after apply a cream that has to be applied after a shower. That's where the problem begins. My dad usually always asks him if he applied the cream, and he would usually respond with yes. But he never does it, you're probably asking. Wouldn't he see it? My dad is a busy man with work, family businesses and other things. He always makes sure we're all well fed, and he'll always be there if we need. But Whale never takes up on the offer, as he's still sitting in the same underwear and clothes he was wearing last week. When I tell you, Whale genuinely reeks. Every time he passes by me, I genuinely have to hold my breath to make sure I don't pass out. I've tried to reach out to Whale and warn him about it, but that didn't turn out well, as he threw me on the couch and began screaming at me how he didn't want to pick up a bottle he drank. 2 weeks ago, let me tell you, it wasn't a pleasant experience because he legit spat in my eye. Whale is a pretty big guy standing at roughly 6 feet, and he has a quite big build, kind of like Casio. I swear I'm not fat-phobic, but it genuinely freaks me out that I can be related to a bloated whale. That's only the base. There was another time where my dad tried to help him get out and get a job. When he came home sacked from his job on the 3rd day, he began screaming, kicking and crying, begging my dad that he won't get a job. Let me tell you, I am only just a teenager, and I have been running around with 2 jobs just to somewhat help my father on any extra costs and to buy my needs and wants. Eventually, I've confronted my father on it, telling him to either send my brother to my mother or otherwise send him to our home country, where it's a small island, and not as developed as richer countries like the States or so. And so, my father has told me he's considered the second choice, but he is his son, and he can't help the fact of my whale brother would be in a country unaware of the language or people or ways. They do things, I understand, but when it gets to the point where your own child is pushing you around and stepping all over you, that's when it's really time to consider. My father has never really pushed any idea ever again, and because of Whale, he's considering where he went wrong with our lives, which also insulted me because I'm not the one screaming in the middle of the night on that stupid PS5 because I lost on some Lego figure game. Roblox. No hate, I just hate when he screams in the middle of the night, disturbing neighbors and waking me up. It's even more scary because he also screams things like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you, you bitch," or "You're a fat fucking whore, and I hope you fucking choke on your graper's dick," which isn't as bad of a thing if you've heard worse. But I don't want to hear that in the middle of the night. I think he genuinely needs serious help, but you can't help someone who doesn't want to help themselves. Whale is fucking 19 years old, kicked out of fucking high school at 16, and only plays on the game from 11 PM to 12 AM the next night. Refuses to clean, get a job, only receives $800 from sitting on his ass, and gives it all to my mother, who isn't even supporting him in any way, or else he'll be wasting it away on V-Bucks or some shit on the game. I myself am a gamer too, so no hate to gamers in anyway, but if you're refusing to help a in your own home, and don't have a job still living in your parents' house by 30. You genuinely need to get on your feet soon because your parents won't be there forever, which is why they teach you to clean after yourself or be a hard worker. I don't want my father to be walking around working a 9-to-5 job, earning just enough to get by, thinking he's a failure to his own children. I just wanted to rant about Whale, and I genuinely think I'm going to give my dad an ultimatum on Whale to either sending him away or to my mother, or else I'll move to my mother. I've cut contact with my mother as she cheated on my father, but Whale has drove me to even consider this. Of course I know it's selfish, but I do think I'm a better person than Whale, so message to everyone. Don't become someone like Whale. Don't become someone who even your own family hates. This is only the base reasons of why I hate Whale. Don't be like him.